Okay, here we have some more vintage stamps from different countries and stuff. You know, like India and Romana and España, and some United States, India, Netherlands. You know, so we got some really good ones and stuff. One that I really want you to see and stuff is this one. Instead of saying Denmark, D-E-N, it's Danmark. So if you know if this one's an era or if this is an earlier time, you know, because they may have spelt it one way and then changed, and now it's always known as Denmark. But this one says Danmark, D-A-N-M-A-R-K. So if you know anything about this stamp, be sure to leave a comment, because I find that very interesting for that to be like that. Okay, so let's go through some of these. One of the things you look for is for stamps to be very nicely centered. Of course, this Denmark one is nicely centered and stuff, but it is used. You know, because if it's nicely centered, that adds to value. If it's unused, that adds to value. Check the gluing behind, and that gives you a time period. So those are all things you look for when you start a collection. And of course, collecting in vintage stamps and everything is getting to be quite the hobby and a good investment. You know, with all the technology, we want to get right into the stamp collection stuff. You know, if you start young, it'll be worth something when you retire. So think about that. You know, it's all, you know, psychological. It's taking advantage of a situation. It's just a good investment all the way around. Okay, so here's a 60 Postal Roma. Here is a 50B. Look at this one. It not only has, you know, the regular symbol and stuff, but there's a little truck behind there off to the side, which is kind of neat. Get to see the vehicle of that time frame. There's this one, 175L, Postal Romana. Now if you notice at the bottom there, oh well, that must be the zip code there, 19788. Look at that nice ship. Alright, here's another one, 515L, Postal Romana. Just a nice picture off, kind of like off a bridge. Okay, here's a 4 Lei, L-E-I, Postal Roma. A lot of them, I think, maybe the older ones have the L-E-I on it. I'm not sure. If you know in which order it went, whether the L or the L-E-Is went first, be sure to leave a comment. It's all about, you know, everyone learning how to look at stamps, trying to figure out the value, which is the thing that everybody wants to know. So if you're a dealer and you know the value of some of these, don't be afraid to post it. It's always good to share information with people. There's a nice ship here, 155L, Postal Romana. Okay, and then we get into some USA, 2 cents, postage stamps. Okay, now these next two are really interesting. They're both 50. One's brown and one's kind of reddish. Pretty much the same picture, only one doesn't say Nippon and the other one does. I don't know the writing beside it. I would think Japanese or Korean, some kind of writing. So if you know what kind of writing that is, please leave a comment, share with everyone. We'd really appreciate that. You know, because it's nothing like looking at stamps and trying to figure out what is it. What is it, you know, really saying. But these are very nice stamps. Okay, then a 9-cent stamp here, Washington. Post office really had a field day with their ink. Postal Roma, 120 L-E-I, Lee. Okay, Netherlands, 10 cents. Look at that one. Almost looks like an ice jam, don't it? Okay, and a half a cent. Now the question said to me, you know, because this is a U.S. stamp, how do you get a half a cent? What if you only want to buy one stamp? How did they pay a half a penny back then? I heard someone say that, you know, like the old pennies, like I got a 1900 old penny. They used to cut them in half. But really, for postage, 1/2 cent? This is United States postage. I found that to be very different. Okay, so here we have a 3, Washington 3-cent stamp. Beautifully designed. This is that Danmark one, instead of Denmark. Very interesting. There's a 20 cents. James Garfield. España 50 CTS. Okay, then we come down here. We have a 9 cent USA. You see it's stamped 1956. This is one from India. 20R. I don't know what the GNAT means. A beautifully designed one. I like the frame around it and everything. There's another 2 cents. John Adams. Alright. So I hope you've enjoyed my bringing these to you. Some very nice vintage stamps here. Good ones to look at. So if you know the value of some of these, be sure to share. And be sure to follow me as a friend because I'll be bringing some more old vintage postage stamps. If you want to see all these stamps individually, I do have them on my Pinterest board. I have a postage stamp there. There's over 1,200 stamps on it. And that's under Doris, View With Me, Bowyer. I use View With Me because my other 2 YouTube channels are View With Me and View With Me 1. View With Me 2. So, that's why I use View With Me with my Pinterest so that I'm recognized all together. Alright, so stay tuned for some more. Bye-bye now.